Kissing is a weird, wonderful, and almost exclusively human trait. Whether we're falling in love or watching our favorite rom-com, a good kiss can go a long way. But some facts about kissing can be pretty weird or even disturbing. Here are some things you probably didn't know about kissing. That woozy, weak-in-the-knees feeling you experience after a good kiss? Turns out it's not just in your head. Science has proven our bodies undergo a whirlwind of chemical changes when we lock lips with a partner. For starters, our brains release the chemical dopamine when we kiss, which is directly linked to feelings of pleasure in the brain. Kissing also causes the release of the feel-good neurotransmitter serotonin. As serotonin levels increase in the body, your mood improves, triggering the feel-good spark you feel after a good kiss. Finally, our bodies also increase production of a hormone called oxytocin during a kiss. Known as the love hormone, oxytocin is also produced during foreplay and sexual intercourse and is believed to increase the bond of attachment within couples. Cheryl Kirschenbaum, author of The Science of Kissing: What Our Lips Are Telling Us, told Time, "What I found so fascinating is that the chemicals in our bodies are responsible for the so-called symptoms we associate with falling in love. I don't think it takes the romance out of the equation, but it gives us a better scientific understanding of how our bodies are behaving."
I really want to kiss you, man.
Yeah.
There's a good reason humans are seemingly born knowing we should shut our eyes during a kiss. And it's not just good manners or fear of someone staring back at us from a couple inches away. The actual reason we kiss with our eyes shut is because kissing is so stimulating, our brains have a hard time processing a passionate kiss when we do it with our eyes open. At least, this is what a study in the Journal of Experimental Psychology has suggested. Researchers in the UK had 16 volunteers complete a series of puzzles that involved searching for specific letters. While they were completing the puzzle, the scientists delivered a brief random vibration to their hands. The more demanding the puzzles became, the less likely the volunteers were to notice the vibration. This finding implies that reducing visual demands by shutting your eyes may improve tactile awareness, which could also help you feel a kiss more intensely. Cognitive psychologists and co-authors of the study, Polly Dalton and Sandra Murphy, told The Independent. She explained that keeping your eyes shut also blocks out other distractions, leaving the brain with more capacity to focus on the kiss. Most of the animal world relies on scent for the detection of a possible mate. Animals give off strong, smelly chemicals called pheromones that subtly tell prospective partners about their overall health. Scent may have also played a role in our development of kissing. A study published in Evolutionary Psychology shared a process that places individuals in close proximity to each other in order to smell, taste, and assess other features may contribute to making mate assessments. Because a person's breath can reveal symptoms of underlying health problems, researchers set out to find out just how much breath and taste during a kiss impact a person's evaluation of a potential mate. After surveying 1,041 college students, they found that kissing was key for women to determine if they would have sex with men. They also found that the quality of a person's breath was also an important factor, with bad breath being a sure deal breaker. This isn't just because bad breath is gross, but also because it suggests the offender may be inclined to inferior quality genes that could negatively impact future offspring. Here's a visual you never wanted. A 10-second kiss can spread as many as 80 million bacteria from one person's mouth into the other, according to a study published in the journal Microbiome. Researchers in the Netherlands made the shocking discovery after studying the kissing behavior and levels of bacteria within the bodies of 21 couples. First, the researchers surveyed the individuals and found how often they kissed each other. Then, they swabbed their mouths and compared levels of bacteria. The results revealed that the more often the couples intimately kissed, the more similar the levels of bacteria in their mouths became. To further test these findings, the researchers then tasked one person from each couple with drinking a probiotic shake containing specific trackable bacteria. After the couples kissed for 10 seconds, the scientists measured the bacteria levels within the mouths of the people who'd received the kiss. The study's lead author, Remco Kort, explained the findings to Science Daily, saying, "We wanted to find out the extent to which partners share their oral microbiota, and it turns out the more a couple kiss, the more similar they are." Even if you never kiss a person with a visible cold sore, your chances of getting oral herpes is high. Johns Hopkins Medicine estimates that 50 to 80% of American adults have oral herpes, and 90% of adults will have been exposed to the virus by age 50. According to dermatologist Joshua Zeichner, one of the most common ways the virus is spread is through kissing, because the virus frequently occurs around the mouth and the lips. All transmission takes is skin-to-skin contact with someone who carries the virus. You can get it from contact with cold sores, saliva, or other surfaces in and around the mouth. Cold sores first appear as a tingling, itching, or burning feeling on your upper or lower lip, according to Cedars-Sinai. Then, a fluid-filled blister will appear, gradually growing in size until it bursts. It's not a fun process, and it can take up to 3 weeks. In an era in which many are concerned about the spread of COVID-19, you may wonder about the safety of kissing. Although we often think of respiratory droplets being expelled during a cough or a sneeze, kissing puts you into direct contact with those droplets, so it is thus a way viruses can be spread. However, kissing may not increase your risk for the common cold or flu. Professor Ron Eccles, director of the Common Cold Center at Cardiff University, told HuffPost, "The common cold virus travels in the mucus from the respiratory system, so unless you have a bad cough and some of the respiratory mucus has made its way into your saliva, the cold virus will not be transmitted by kissing." Similarly, in a review of how viruses spread through kissing, European physicians concluded that it is unlikely that kissing would constitute toward the transmission of influenza. Though in the case of both colds and the flu, experts say that it's important to keep your hands clean. Eccles said, "Your fingers can easily become contaminated with viruses by holding hands with someone who has coughed or sneezed into their hands, or by touching door handles in public places." Even the sexiest kiss can lead to cavities and gum disease. Dentist Emmanuel Laliev explained to Self, "Cavities are caused by bacteria that stick to teeth and feast on food particles and produce acid that causes tooth decay." He added that these common bacteria can be passed from one mouth to another whenever there is an exchange in saliva. Similarly, the American Academy of Periodontology has warned that conditions like gingivitis, also known as gum disease, can also be spread through kissing. The inflammation that causes both conditions is linked to bacteria within the mouth. According to the New York Times, researchers have found that transmission of this bacteria through kissing is not only possible but occurs all the time. While a simple peck on the lips won't put you at risk, open-mouth kissing definitely can. Your best protection, Dr. Laliev advised, is to always cleanse your mouth with an antiseptic rinse following passionate kissing. Also, to always brush and floss regularly so bacteria are removed from your mouth before they have the chance to cause significant damage. Research shows that when a man kisses a woman, testosterone, the male sex hormone, is actually spread to her. According to Rutgers University anthropologist Helen Fisher, a man's saliva contains small amounts of testosterone. During wet kisses especially, this testosterone can be transferred, perhaps in an unconscious attempt to stimulate a partner's sex drive, she told Live Science. Researchers speculate there are a number of reasons why the spread of testosterone through kissing may occur. According to Time, studies conducted by Gordon Gallup of the University of Albany suggest that the spread of testosterone may cause women to be more receptive to sex. He said, "In saliva exchange, whether that's over weeks or months or even years, trace amounts of testosterone in male saliva could raise testosterone levels in the female and therefore increase her receptivity and her libido." Time also added, "Men also use kissing to make themselves attractive to desirable ones."
They've done studies, 60% of the time, it works every time.
There may be a reason older couples can finish each other's sentences after spending years together kissing and cuddling. Science suggests the brain can actually start to sync with the brain of your partner when you share a kiss, and the more you enjoy the kiss, the greater the synchronization can be. This is great news if you're looking for someone to spend your life with, but perhaps not welcome information if you're just sharing a kiss in a casual relationship. Researchers in Germany reported on the brain syncing discovery in a study published in the journal PLOS ONE. In the study, the researchers had a group of 15 couples kiss repeatedly following different tasks. Their brains were scanned throughout the length of the experiment following each kiss. When the couples kissed, their brain activity spiked and became more harmonious. The study's co-author, Victor Muller, told the University of California, Berkeley's Greater Good magazine, "I would suggest that kissing synchronizes our brains to produce a state or conditions for a better understanding of each other, or for getting in the right mood for partner-oriented behavior." The secret to longevity could be getting in plenty of kisses with the person you love. Researchers in Germany spent 2 years studying the lives, careers, and personal habits of a group of men. They found that individuals who kissed their spouses every morning before leaving the house were sick less often, were involved in fewer car accidents, earned higher salaries. They even lived an average of 5 years longer than individuals who didn't kiss their spouses regularly, according to Psychology Today. Rather than the power of love helping these men to do so well, scientists speculate that kissing your spouse in the morning increases confidence and helps you start the day in a positive way. A separate report by Indiana's Kinsey Institute supports this idea. In their survey of over 1,000 couples who had been together an average of 25 years, they found that couples who kissed and cuddled most frequently were also the happiest and most satisfied with their lives overall. The success or failure of a relationship may be impacted by how often a couple kisses. The finding comes from a paper published in the Archives of Sexual Behavior. To study the importance of kissing within long-term relationships, researchers analyzed data collected from 1,605 individuals in committed relationships of at least 2 years. In addition to studying how often the individuals reported kissing their significant other, the study's authors also analyzed how frequently the individuals were aroused, their level of arousal, and their overall sexual satisfaction within their relationship. The result? The more frequently individuals kissed their partner, the higher they rated their satisfaction with both their sex life and their relationship as a whole. The study's author Veronica Hannah Walker told SciPost, kissing can be a useful tool in helping the emotional and sexual aspects of relationships grow stronger. In addition to increasing levels of sexual arousal and increasing the likelihood of orgasms during sex, kissing also helps partners to form a closer bond and grow more attached to one another. She added, kissing is a small part of romantic relationships, but it is important to not forget it. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Health Digest videos about the latest health topics are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.